Guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions. Once again, thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, telling your friends about what we do right here at Gusto TV. Lala is still very much around and is here again today to talk about Tiwa Savage and the EP and Don Jazzy, a whole lot of that one. But before we get to that, Lala, you're very much welcome. Tiwa Savage and Don Jazzy. Yeah. It's been quite a very it's been quite a smooth, right?
Smooth, yeah. Of course.
It's smooth, right?
Yeah, smooth.
Tiwa joined Mavin in 2012 and left in 2019. 7 good years. Did a couple of songs. There's Eminado being one of their like a major one. Would you consider that the major collaboration between Don Jazzy and Tiwa Savage?
How many options do I have? I don't think the options are much.
Yeah,
because particularly Don Jazzy featured on that, and it was iconic. Although there were issues about the video that they copied some other person's video or things like that, but it was still nice. It was still dope. And that period, Don Jazzy was featuring. He was being an artist as well, and I think his best work came along with that particular song with Tiwa Savage and some others.
Tiwa Savage at Mavin Records. How would you rate? I mean, the 7 years.
Well, the 7 years, I'd rate it good, but I feel it could have been more. Considering the amount of projects she dropped under them, I think she only had 2 or thereabouts.
Once Upon a Time.
There was an EP.
The EP and another EP again.
Yeah, 2 EPs. Sugarcane EP.
And then the other one. Forgotten what song that had Bad with that.
That had Whiskey's
Bad.
Malo Bad.
Better Than Bad, you know.
Yeah, Better Than Bad. I remember. Yeah, dark screen, colored.
Exactly. Yeah. So 3 projects.
Yeah, 3 projects in 7 years. One could argue that it could have been more. Yeah. But it was still dope to see anyway. Based off of, I mean, they are one of the, they are like, I want to say pioneer, the word's not coming to me, of Mavin, right? They started off Mavin. Yeah. And based off how every other person who was at Mavin at the time, based on how their career fared, I think she still had the better career under Mavin as an artist. I don't think any other person has stopped that since she's, and for a lady, I mean, she's done really well. I'll let you go.
And that's why Don Jazzy had to thank her. You know, this post in 2019 saying, thank you to Tiwa for an amazing 7 years. Sincerely, Mavin Records. Yeah. Did a whole lot. I don't need to watch up at Mavin, like say a very big time for being a such experience. I mean, a friend, a sister, it's been an epic journey. You know, we love you from the bottom of our heart. Pray God's blessing continue to follow you. Amen. Mavin Tiwa. This was, we can say this was one of the very few label artists, you know, friendly exit. I mean, for a lot of artists and labels in Nigeria, it's been a lot of court cases here, you know, basketballs and everything.
I cancel my contract.
Yeah. I mean, Tiwa signed to to Universal after then, and it's been quite a smooth journey for her. 2020 came with the Celia album. You don't like the album. A lot of people don't like the album as well. Now, I had to look at the album over again, and I looked at the
production.
Lots of producers on it: Maestro, B2J, Black Jazzy, Crakamalo, London, Ozedikos, Spiroj Beats, Fields.
It was diverse,
bro.
In terms of production.
Now, in terms of production, it was diverse. Do you think the diversity, which is meant to be a good thing, was the undoing of that album?
Well, if you look at it that way, you may have a point. I mean, diversity is meant to give you different variations of sound that you play around with. But in our case, there was variety. There was that's variation. There was variety, but there was no kind of like unique sound or unique kind of vibe that you could say, this is the theme of this album to sound in a certain way. We can say it's a good thing, we can say it's a bad thing. I mean, I was of the opinion of Made in Lagos being a bit monotonous because P2J worked on majority of, although I've been told it was more of an executive producer and he wasn't necessarily producing from scratch majority of those songs. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Why Celia didn't do as much as he did, honestly, I don't have answers to that. Maybe perhaps Celia can learn from this. Maybe if she had an executive producer who actually she's comfortable working with. I mean, who has delivered her best work to produce majority of the songs on the album, right? And then leave slots for variation with other producers. We've seen this time and time again with different artists. Olamide, for example, would work with one producer majorly on his project and then leave slots for other guys to come in. He's done it severally. Wiz also had done something like that. Davido on his A Good Time album has also done something like that. So I think maybe Tiwa needs to work on that. Look at the list of producers you called out. That's quite a lot.
For how many songs?
What was it, 14?
For 14, you were counting already 8,
different producers
and everything. And anyway, we talked about Tiwa Savage moving, on from the Celia album and everything. And of course, you came up and said, guys, I've got the Water and Garri EP dropping very, very soon. Now, looking at what Don Jazzy as an executive producer for her and as a producer for her did at Mavin, fans have been asking, should Tiwa go back to Don Jazzy for a couple of songs of this EP? What are the possibilities? Would it benefit her in any way? Would it help her to, get her mojo back? What exactly do you think about all of those talks?
Well, I'm pretty sure Tiwa and Don Jazzy have loads of unreleased songs that they've worked on together. They're sitting in a hard drive somewhere. I'm pretty sure of it. If she gets, we've seen Don Jazzy come this year. He's now appearing, he's now producing. People are now starting to, Don Jazzy, I want you to be on this or to be on that. We've seen Peruzzi do it. We've seen what's his name, Rema, do it. So that means Don Jazzy is now open to production, unlike the last few years.
As well.
Wale Cole's working on an album and it's Don Jazzy. So why not? If Don Jazzy is available, why not? If not, why? Of course, she can. She's had one of the best works with Don Jazzy, and she has a wonderful working relationship with him since her time in Mavin. So if the opportunity arises, I would urge her to take it and get Don Jazzy to produce.
Last year, Tiwa Savage Celia album, we could say it brought our stock down a bit. With that, it was quite underwhelming for a lot of people. Don Jazzy, on the other hand, is now one of the major music influencers in the game. He's still a very he's a legendary producer. Now, looking at someone who stock has gone down a bit, with someone who is not just a producer, who can give you banging beats, but also can influence people's thoughts and reaction towards your music. Do you think Don Jazzy is who Tiwa Savage needs at this point to make a mark on the Water and Garri EP?
Well, she can't say that's the reason. She can't say she needs a Don Jazzy one because she's moved on from that whole thing, right? She's moved on. And you can't go back and say without that whatever you've left, you can't become a musician or you can't make a mark in the industry again without them. It's not nice. It's going to tell a lot on the kind of artist she is. She can't be saying that with that one person she's nobody. She can't afford to be seen like that. So I think if there's an opportunity to work one-offs, right? And then I think what she needs to do is find one producer, just one. That is not a Don Jazzy, one that gets the best of her sound from her. And she can see that from a lot of guys, right? She had a lot of guys on the album. And I think particularly she worked best with London. And we know London is a good producer, right? But he's here to stamp his mark and say, I executively produced this album or that album and this. Everyone just knows that he's a good kid that, he does a lot of good work. So I think she just needs to get one producer that gets the best of her sound and work with that closely with that person to create something new that people will know them for that. When Tiwa Savage and this guy comes around,
it is surely to be a banger.
Yes, that's
so
what
she doesn't need Don Jazzy.
I don't think she needs to go back permanently to a Don Jazzy.
No, well, maybe one or two.
Yeah, one or two. The opportunity. I'm pretty sure they have several songs that Don Jazzy has produced. She can anytime she's ready to use any of those songs. There's a Don Jazzy there to also say, yes, I produced the jam and it's a jam.
Anyway, shout out to Tiwa Savage, shout out to Don Jazzy, Water and Garri EP dropping very, very soon. Let's have your thoughts on that one. Tiwa Savage, Water and Garri, the EP. Does she really need to get back Don Jazzy rather? Do one or two songs and of course get a stamp, back. Or maybe just get a producer like the last said, maybe a London, a Maestro or something. And of course someone that gets her sound and to produce the songs for her, so that when they think about that producer and towards the no, anytime Word and maybe a SARS comes together, it is always a banger.
Yep,
something like that. A chemistry with a producer. Of course, if the opportunity with Don Jazzy comes, she should not,
Of course, she doesn't even need any new song. Like I said, there's just go open that folder in that hard drive.
Let's have your thoughts on that one. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.